I would like to start by recognizing all those who are important, especially the emissary from the highest office in the land, who, though he is our brother, was here speaking on behalf of His Excellency. I'd like to recognize the ministers here present, and I'd like to recognize all those who head so many organizations. I believe he was friends with many people from all across industry. I recognize my mother-in-law, Mamoyo. I recognize Sekuru, who raised Doug as a son in the house. I recognize Wanababa, Wanasekuru. The order might not be appropriately in the way that I would say in the Shona culture, but I'd like to honor you all for coming. I recognize my mother, who has traveled here with my family and the family representatives sent by my dad on this very sad occasion. Thank you all for coming. You are here because Doug meant something to you. I stand here on this very, very sad day with my sons. I have here the firstborn, Musa, Tawana Musa Munatsi, and I have here Bongani Rukudzo Munatsi, and I have here Douglas Tawanda Jr. Munatsi. I came to this land 30 years ago. I had met this dazzling young man, and he swept me off my feet with his amazing vision. See, I followed the vision. He dreamed big, and I was like, I like what this guy is talking about. More than anything, his foundation was in the Lord. This is what brought us together. This is the end of a chapter I did not ever anticipate ending. We were just planning to celebrate his 60th birthday. I have a faith. My faith is strong. I know whom I have believed, and I am persuaded that he is able to keep what I have committed to him until that day. I have no fear. The Lord is my stronghold. The Lord is the strength of the core of my being. The Lord is the shelter. The Lord is a fountain of oasis of life. The Lord is everything to me. I have this faith and persuasion because he has said if I believe him, he will never, ever, 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 ever leave me. He is with me, walking through this valley of the shadow of death. Notice that it's a shadow. Souls never die. They never die. He gave life. And when the time here on earth is over, the life goes back to him. There's a scripture that kept coming up over and over again. Last week, I was meditating on the scripture in my house. It starts off in the week, a couple of days before Jesus is preparing to go to a cross. Just after the transfiguration, he's trying to speak to his followers, to tell them about what is about to happen. He can tell they don't understand. He thinks, let me give them something spectacular. He says, you too, John, Peter, let's go up the mountain. And up on the mountain, something strange happens. Heavens open up. I'm glad that Manini spoke about that. Heavens opened up. And they saw Elijah and Moses, the prophets, and the law, conversing, confirming, opening. This is my son. This is my son that I will glorify. They thought, wow, this is amazing. Let's stay here. He says, no, I have to die. Really? Death is glory? Really? Death glorifies God? And then he closed his eyes and he said, Father, glorify your son. And a voice, visible, very loud voice, said, I have glorified him and I will glorify him. Glory in death. Glory in death, my Doug. My boyfriend forever. My boyfriend forever. We had such a ride. Thank you. Thank you for the sons you gave me. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the joy, your smile, your jokes. Where's Malume? Malume, come and tell the joke about Muriwo. Come and tell the joke about Muriwo. He told his jokes as if you were hearing them for the first time. Every day he would tell the same one, he would start laughing, but he would tell it from beginning to end anyway. Come and tell the joke about Muriwo.
The full story. So because I was the one that would laugh as he starts the joke, because he would tell it with such passion, forgetting that the people that are in the room have heard it before. But 9 times out of 10, the person he was telling already knew the joke too. But he would tell it with such passion. I don't know the story. I just know that there was a court, and this guy was caught, and he had to give an account in front of the court. Mm-hmm. And so he's telling this story in Shona.
There's an interpreter.
And there's an interpreter. and so he tells the story of what happened. Yes. And then he gives an example with food.
Yeah, a vegetable.
That
doesn't exist in Shona.
That doesn't exist in Shona. And then the person would then say it in English. He would say it in English. And then as the person said it, he would then say Muriwo.
Yeah.
Yes? And then he would say, Aiwa Shamar, Chinja Muriwo.
Actually, I should have asked Mukoma Oliver to say it. But he was saying it in the car as we were driving this way, and we all agreed that Doug he loved fun so much. He loved to have people laugh. You have all said snippets of who he was. And I'm glad that you have recounted what a mind, what a heart, what service, what love for family, what forward thinking. There's a scripture that was shared by a minister that came to pray with us that I would like to end my talk with. It's found in Acts 13, verse 36. Now when David had served God's purpose in his own generation, he fell asleep. He was buried with his ancestors, and his body decayed. I would like to say, now when Douglas Tawanda Munatsi had served God's purpose in his own generation, he fell asleep. And tomorrow we will bury him, and his body will be one with the ground. It's all about God's purpose. Has it been served? Douglas served God's purpose in his own generation, and he has fallen asleep as the giants of old that we still remember today. I thank you very much.
Hello. Many of you are my aunties, my uncles, my family. But I would like to recognize the very important officials that have come. We really appreciate that, and that speaks to my father's legacy. As we were driving here, being the type of person that I am, I like to think that I share a lot of characteristics with my father. Many of you may not know the side of Mr. Munatsi that I know. I knew one of the biggest Liverpool fans that this planet has ever seen. Much bigger than me, because I've never actually been to Anfield. But I support the team. I get all of the jerseys. But this man, as Uncle Peggy said, would go to Enfield and make sure he's there. But that's besides the point. I think for me, my dad was many, many things. You can see, according to the way that myself and my brothers are dressed, that he was a man who wanted to pass on many things to us. Also leading to me actually coming to Zimbabwe to work in one of the businesses that he was involved in. As I went to work in Zimbabwe, I didn't just sit in the CEO's chair and act like I was the boss everywhere. I started from the bottom, and he really wanted me to understand what it is to understand the business. And with that humility, which I was told to enter the workplace in, it's the same humility that has been present in many other aspects of our lives. I'm very proud to be this mammoth of a human being's son, his firstborn son. He would remind me all the time that you are my firstborn son. There are many times where I would be in hospital, where I would be sick. I suffer from type 1 diabetes and epilepsy. My father really was someone who, although he didn't understand everything when it first started, one thing he always made sure to do was to support. And I think many people here can be testament to my dad's support. I know my brothers here beside me are also very proud sons of Douglas Town, the Munatsi. I remember when I was at school in Harare, and we were trying to learn about, our heritage, where we come from. I came home that day after Shona class and said to Dad, Dad, what is this whole thing that we're supposed to say to each other? Apparently we are part of a tribe. What tribe is this? Dad, we've never spoken about this. We've spoken about Liverpool. What's going on? So my dad sat me down, and he taught me the beginning of our chant, our tribal chant. And that's all I know today, and it's what I hold on to. But in order to give my dad some honor on this day, I would like to finish everything I'm saying up by just saying what I know, which is Ndo, Mukahuru, Samanyanga, Mururamatanda. We are so thankful for who you are, what you've given us to live up to. And I promise you, until the day I am in this position, I will do everything I can to preserve everything that my father has built up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all of our friends and family who have come. Thank you to all of our government officials, to my father's work colleagues. You have expressed today and in the days following his passing how much you have been impacted by him. And I want to say thank you to all of you, friends, family, and work colleagues for coming here to honor him today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.